I was making this cross and my fondant was not the right consistency and I was having so many issues with it. So I want to show you what you need to do when your fondant is too soft and you're trying to make these decorations. So this was my first try. I rolled the fondant out. You can see how thick it is, but it is really soft. I did put some Tylose powder in it and I'm doing my trace, cut, and smooth method. That's how I make all of my decorations. So I'm tracing it on here. Then I took my Dresden tool and I deepened the lines a little bit so I could see them. And then whenever I cut anything out of fondant that's thicker like this, I always make a guideline cut first. That way I'm not going to distort the top edge of the fondant when I cut it out. So once I have that guideline done, I'm going to stick the tip of the knife all the way down and start cutting this out. But you can see this fondant is so soft. It's sticking to my X-Acto knife. I have to keep wiping the knife off on my paper towel. I can't even get it to release from here. It's just a nightmare. And this is not how you want your fondant to be when you are cutting these pieces out. Do you see how much my blade is sticking to this fondant? I hate working with it when it's like this. Like these decorations are so difficult to do when the fondant is too soft like this. It just always sticks. It's just a nightmare to work with. So I'm starting all over and I didn't have a video of me doing this. This is just an older video, but I sprinkle more Tylose powder into the fondant and knead it and then roll it out. And I let this sit for about 20 to 25 minutes before I started this all over again. So now you can see it's stiffer. So look at the very top. That's the new fondant. That's a stiff one. The bottom one is the really soft fondant from my first try. And you can see the difference in it. So again, I'm going to do my trace, cut, and smooth method on here. I trace this on here, and then I'm going to make my guideline cut first. And then I'm going to stick the tip all the way down and cut it out. And now look, my blade is gliding through this fondant. It's not sticking to it anymore. I needed to give time for that fondant to set hard. So look, again, the top is the hard fondant, the bottom is the soft fondant. You can see how I'm having so much difficulty in the bottom trying to cut through this. And on the very top one, the harder, stiffer fondant, it's easier for my knife to glide through it. It's not sticking, and it's just so much easier to cut when your fondant is the right consistency. And again, I still do have to smooth my cuts even with the harder fondant, because anytime you cut anything out of fondant, it's going to be jagged. And then here's how I added the decorations. I just made that little impression. I painted it gold, and then I'm getting a little bit of white fondant in this mold. This is a pretty old mold that I used. I don't even know where I got it, but I'm just peeling that back and then getting a little water behind it and then sticking the centerpiece on. And here is the finished cross. So just know that if you are cutting something out of fondant and it is dragging and it is soft, you need to start all over again by kneading in some more Tylose powder, rolling it out, letting it sit so it can stiffen up, and then you can cut all these beautiful decorations out of it.